Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is about embracing failure through an educational environment. How might one engage in embracing failure may prove differently depending on what context one might be dealing with. I think embracing trying is as valuable as embracing failure. I think the article brings up good areas to understand that embracing failure is not an end goal of which is to be of a romanticization, though to be a strategic addressing for assisting with better engaging learning. I find embracing failure to be somewhat like receiving a participation award. It's good to participate. There may be value in participating. There's nothing wrong with participating. It's okay to fail. There's not wrong with failing. Even with these considerations, acknowledging the importance of trying, acknowledging how one may assess a growth as a form of success, even if not the complete form of which one may be intending, of which one learns the outcome is to be, even if the individual might experience only trying, though what may seem like there is no evidence of success, one may greatly understand the trying part is important because one is initiating to engage with fulfilling. Meaning one may have different situations along the way. One may encounter different forms of success along the way, especially considering an educational environment may have different areas of which individuals may be working with. Social areas, psychological areas, emotional areas. The different areas that any might be engaging with through trying to fulfill, to succeed, to accomplish a particular goal, the parameters open up to what one might encounter along the way. One might have a social engagement that might not be possible if not willing to engage, if not willing to try. One might have a learning experience that has to do with a completely different area of one's interest that one might only be able to experience because of the attempt, the trying to fulfill. So while embracing failure may be one strategy to engage individuals with trying, with navigating different emotions, with alleviating any tension that might be in one's living, in one's being, as one is even thinking about what might be with trying. The other areas of learning that may be with engaging, trying, succeeding, growth through learning in myriad ways are valuable. So I think having the parts working together will be extremely beneficial. So again, individuals may seek to strive to thrive more so than finding a way to engage with a plateauing, which might prevent one from initiating the other areas that one may engage with if one is really trying. Beyond thinking of trying to fail, really trying to grow in a particular way, through which one may grow in many particular ways. Our next topic is about embracing reading through whole class learning, strategically working with small group reading. The article is engaging instruction, how a classroom with good instruction about reading, good guidance about reading, will be able to ensure better outcomes on the basis of how one is engaging literacy through instructional design. So there are many ways of approaching instructional design with regard to learning in general, though with reading, with literacy, one may note the article mentions the science of reading, which is awesome. And I think the article brings about the strategic aspect of smaller group reading focuses well, especially considering if individuals are in a way self-instructing each other, reading together. I think the layers are important. Addressing reading as a classroom is wonderful, especially considering the benefits that engage individuals when individuals are of a broader forum communicating. When individuals have opportunities to enter small groups from larger groups or enter larger groups from smaller groups, though more so for discussional purposes, more so than just reading apart, then I think the conversations of the minds may prove extremely valuable and may bring about a lot of wonderful forms of differentiating, of which may prove beneficial for how individuals learn not only to approach literacy and reading, though addressing context socially. One area of reading comprehension relies on being able to comprehend with understanding how others might comprehend. So being able to engage in the discussions of which one may be reading, the context, may prove extremely valuable, not only for the benefits of what may be connecting to literacy in terms of book reading, though literacy across many forms of literacy. Reading of a wider definition, engaging with how an individual approaches context. For example, if one is going into a film, watching a film with a group, then proceeding to discuss a film, one is engaging with a familiar route of which we're discussing. Big group or smaller group, to either or. To engage with communicating of context, deliberating of minds of context. I find the article brings about wonderful ways to address the balances, especially within an educational environment. The reality is, the article is addressing what connects to much bigger areas, though consistent, of reality, of which individuals need practice on consistently. So I find the strategic placing of small group readings wonderful with projects, particularly, as well as group discussions that will lead to bigger group discussions and will allow for expanding of minds and understanding, as well as of engaging with meaning. The areas of research that benefit from comprehension, benefit from engaging through deliberating minds of context, grow because of the practicing of such skills. So reading is wonderful, and addressing how to engage reading in myriad ways is wonderful. So the attention of how these situations come about may continue to grow and prosper. Even so, one must address when particular attention is necessary, so one does not only engage with addressing these parameters in these forms when an individual might need individual attention, or if pairing, though one may consider pairing smaller grouping, may need different attention as well in terms of one-on-one reading together and types of reading formats which are available, which readers may need to navigate, considering technology may be a factor individuals have to engage with in an educational environment. So there are many other areas to consider with the addressing of group learning, bigger groups, smaller groups. Even so, there are strategies that may be extremely effective to improving reading cultures, improving how individuals engage with literacy in realms of literature and context and connection with, though beyond literacy and reading in broader regards. All right, let's get into some origami. For today's origami, we're going to have a square sheet of paper, and we're going to fold it edge to edge. After we have our fold edge to edge, we can actually go point to point. From here, we're going to take each corner, or each edge if one will, to meet at the middle of the origami piece. We'll do both sides just to prepare our folds. fold in both sides. We're going to do this on one side, then we'll unfold them and proceed with the other side. The point or the edge will go to the middle and the other side. Now we're going to open the folds up, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in now. So we're going to bring everything to meet in the middle. And we're going to end up with meeting in the middle here. I'm squeezing everything together here. We end up with this form here. This line here is meeting, all right? Remember, when you make these lines, they're to help with future folds. So, you can see how they can pan out. So this is what we're looking at here. And from here, we'll be having our fold up here. So these 2 points up here. Okay, we're going to fold across. So we're going to make this point meet here. And I'll fold them this way so you can see it. This point will fold in here. To meet at the edge corner here, and from here we're going to bring them back up, and we're going to fold now. We're just going to fold this portion down, so it's like down and across here. Just going to get the angle so that we can have this next portion fold up pretty easy. So the next portion here is we're just going to take it, after we make those folds, we have a three fold. We're going to take this and we're just going to have it right here, and it's going to stand like so. See that? Same thing here. You have a 3 fold here. They meet up, and an easy way to do it is just to align it this way. Align the fold in this little triangle here, and voila, right here. Next, we're going to fold in this sheet. So we're going to fold it, first fold it here. Okay. And from here, we're going to do a 3 fold. So we're going to fold in, just pick a side, one up here. Then we're going to fold it back down here just a little bit. I want to get this edge here. And then we're going to fold it back. Okay. Now, after we do that, we're going to just open it underneath. And we're just going to fit everything in together. That's really the deal. So we're just going to bring everything in. So there's this layer here. What I'm doing here is I'm bringing that layer in and I'm just squeezing it in. So you bring that layer in here. You might have to fold out the other one. In the instructions you'll notice they do fold out the other one, but you can fold it out and you just bring it in again right here. All right. So after this folding in though, we have our legs here. After this folding in, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just fold. I'm gonna reverse fold it when the steps to the end. We're just gonna fold. There we go. You want to reverse fold it because you want them inside. But after that folding, you're going to just take it and fold it down in. And then we're going to, afterward, close up the fold. So you can bring it up a little bit. Voila, bring it back a little bit. Very intricate folding here. And then we'll come in to have a form like this. At this point, it somewhat looks like a narwhal. Next, we're gonna go in toward the portion of this fold where we have to fold in this back part. These are the legs. We'll fold here, and then we'll fold in, and we'll just open them up. And from the inside, we're gonna just have to address this form. So we'll just tighten the fold here. Okay. And when we tighten that fold, we're gonna bring in the back with it. All right, so there's more to this. This next portion is gonna be where we take this, we're gonna take this fold here, and we're going to reverse it. So we're gonna have basically the inside come out. And voila. This is the narwhal swan bull. Real interesting mix. So the bull that you'll find in the instructions will be very different, though this is a very interesting mix, origami mix. Alrighty, there we go. Our next topic, reading a physical book. I champion reading physical books because when an individual reads a physical book, there are many benefits. The brain physically changes, and one is really engaging with helpful processes that assist with brain development. The book today, Gangsta Granny. Wow. I enjoy reading the book because the book offers a different perspective to address with individuals that may be aging. Now, of course, the text is a fictional story, though the text revolves around parenting, parental relationships with, well, the parents of the parents, and the children in relation to the parents of the parents, how individuals might perceive life, what life may actually be like when individuals are engaging with living life. Now, Gangsta Granny is a different pull because the grandmother shifts perspectives, and in process re-engages life differently. which is a part of how the other individuals re-engage life, and the perceptions from these individuals, the perceptions of these individuals, of each other, of the happenings of life, shift because of how the embracing of life changes from one individual to the other individual, all within this realm of familial connection. The text does engage with certain areas of environmental concerns and does bring about interesting perspectives concerning society, particularly, though the engaging of life is a core of the text. The story really thrives on individuals living life as fully as possible. So the text is an enjoyable read, fun, deep, though light, and really brings about different ways to address life, especially as one is growing, considering what one might be doing beyond retirement, for example, if one so chooses to retire. Thank you for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward, Kevin Dufresne.